March is here, guys, and I got the top 5 baits for y'all to catch them on. Let's get into it. Hey guys, Aaron here with Off the Scales Fishing. So yes, we are in March finally, and my goodness, it is my favorite month to fish. The majority of our fish right now are pre-spawn. It just kind of started. You know, the males are starting to move up. You know, looking to pack on the pounds for the spawn, and then females are just back just a little bit. So our pre-spawn, I think we're probably 2 or 3 weeks out of those fish starting to move up on the flats from those transition areas, looking to spawn. So I'm going to give you guys the best baits to target these fish, and I think we're going to kick things off. No, actually, I'm going to stop right there because I want to talk about the weather. You know, the whole month of February, right? You know, the weather is bipolar as AF, you know, so I mean, you know, the weather's doing this down here in the south, up and down, can't make its mind up. But I woke up today and the first thing I thought was like, ding, March 1st, right? And just like that, you know, you're starting to see the weather stabilize, and this is what us anglers and the bass have been waiting on. Our highs are starting to get, you know, up there. I've seen a couple days in the 70s, but what I'm really paying attention to are the lows at night. You know, the lows are starting to absolutely creep up. You're starting to see, you know, upper 40s, close to 50s, and that tells me, man, it's freaking go time. You know, the bass, you know, already know that the days are getting longer, and, you know, it goes off in their head, you know, it's time to start thinking about the spawn. So this is what we've been waiting on the whole time. It's just unbelievable how fast it happens. It's crazy. Mother Nature is pretty freaking extraordinary to me. I love it, you know, because when it comes to bass fishing, you know, we gotta watch the weather. I mean, probably any fishing really, but anyway, so yeah, so let's kick it off real quick. You know, of course, we got to talk about the, being that the majority of the fish are still pre-spawn, and if you guys want to target them big females still before they move up, they're going to be on those transition, you know, areas, still kind of, you know, off long tapering points, you know, brush piles that are leading into spawning bays or spawning pockets. The best way to target some of those fish, and one of my top baits, is going to be, you know, the old jig. Well, I shouldn't say old. This is a new technique. You know, the old jig head with a freeloader, Rapala Crush City freeloader on the back of it. And we're going to do the hover stroll. You know, all your 90-degree line ties, you know, that's what's going to give it that rock, you know, back and forth. So, you know, fish these on those places that I just talked about. Enough of that. Man, I'm starting to think about shallow water here, guys. And, you know, these transition points, and to be honest with you, man, I've been trying to put out some on-the-water fishing videos for you guys, but just last week, I noticed, because I've been fishing like once a week, you know, trying to stay on top of these fish. And the first thing I noticed was, you know, I pulled out this Berkeley Dime 6. This color is red swamp craw, you know, because these, you know, these reds and oranges shine. We've already done a video on it, but this right here is the Berkeley Dime 6. And, you know, what's kind of cool about this crankbait real quick is, you know, it says the number that it dives, you know, which is freaking awesome. So I fished this last week. I fished a few different baits just trying to figure out where these fish are at. I caught 8 that day, and 7 of the 8 came off this thing right here. This runs 6 foot, you know, on 12-pound fluorocarbon, and I caught, like I said, I caught 7, and they were all male bucks. Okay, they were on those deeper banks, you know, a main lake tapering point. That's where I caught these fish, and I swear all of them were pale as heck in color. So, you know, that tells me they're coming out of deep water. they all had the red lipstick on their lips and the red back in their chompers. So those I call craw eaters. So that thing was the deal last week. So I mean, you know, they're wanting to move up. I did notice first that day, that particular day, it was like 30 degrees in the morning. The water temp was like 50. You know, but then, you know, I was noticing that, you know, they were only kind of getting the back hook. So, you know, which tells me they're not like wide open, you know, but as the day went on in the afternoon, that water temp had come up like 5 or 6 degrees. And man, they were, I mean, a couple moved up shallow. I think the best fish I caught that day was later on, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I mean, it just absolutely got this thing freaking sideways. I mean, hammered it, you know, knocked slack in my line. So that guy right there, I'm going to fish a lot right now because the majority of our fish are pre-spawn. So that, you know, that's going to be a huge bait that I'm going to fish a lot. The second hard bait is going to be your lipless crankbaits. I'm still, you know, sticking to that crawl pattern. This one right here is the Japan, or the Ray Japan Vibe. I've really, you know, these are pretty new on the market. I really like it. I just absolutely love the paint job in it. But I was catching this fish in a little deeper water, yo-yoing it. You know, kind of bottom bouncing it on long tapering points or deeper water. So yeah, I mean, you know, your lipless you can fish in a lot of different ways. I mean, you can drag this thing like a jig. Obviously that's not going to work in weeds and stuff like that, but so your lipless crankbait. You know, as the month goes on and these fish start pulling up, you know, to the flats, man, you just cannot beat a freaking chatterbait. And I'm gonna tell you what, this is probably my overall favorite technique to fish because I'm more of a power fisherman. Man, it's just tough to beat a chatterbait. You know, I specifically did the bluegill pattern for this video. I fished a ton of different colors, you know, but I wanted to pick this bluegill color because everybody knows, you know, those bass, the brim, the bluegill, whatever you want to call them, will try to eat the eggs off them bass's bed, man, and they cannot stand it. So that's why I picked this one right here. This one right here is the new Z-Man Evo Elite. Man, this thing is just super sharp. I love their new blades. They've done a lot of different glitter in their new blades and stuff like that. So, you know, when they get up on them flats, them giant flats and spawning bays, man, you know, in, you know, 3 to 5 feet of water, maybe even more shallow than that, you know, run your 3/8. You know, because it'll stay shallow, and I got that paired up with, you know, the Crush City Rapala Freeloader. I will also run them hog farmers because it just gives it that good hunting action. You know, when you're fishing it. You know, I'm fishing this thing erratic, especially later on. Just man, I can't tell you how many fish that I catch off bed with this chatterbait. You know, on these giant flats, you know, they'll be bedded, and man, this thing's coming through the water, and you know, they're feeling that on their lateral line, and they just have no choice but to react. I've caught some absolute giants on the freaking chatterbait while they're on bed, you know, I do believe. So man, you just can't beat a chatterbait. I just love it. So you know, try that one out. And man, we got to get into some freaking lizards. Can you say, lizard here, lizard? Oh my God, man. I've been waiting to say that forever. Man, I'm going to fish this lizard all through the spawn, post-spawn. It is time to start throwing the lizard, guys. And I picked 2 different colors. You know, that green pumpkin or pumpkin chart right there with the black flake and then the chartreuse tail. Man, that thing is an absolute staple this time of year. And if I'm not throwing that pumpkin chart or green pumpkin, I'm throwing Junebug with the red flake in it. These 2 right here are, you know, man, I mean, you just cannot go wrong with the lizard this time of year. You know, when they're bedding, this is a great bed fishing bait. You know, you're obviously going to Texas rig it. You can drag this thing on those long tapering points, throw it in brush piles, you know, you name it. I like to use the Zoom 8-inch Magnum lizard this time of year. I like a big lizard when I throw them. So, man, I love fishing the lizard. I've had some epic days on the water this time of year, putting some big bags together off the lizard. So I'm definitely going to be dipping some tails, your lizard tails, in some JJ's Magic. You know, I'll run that chartreuse. These dyes and stuff like that and scents this time of year, I think, play a pretty big role, because they're aggressive anyway. They're wanting to feed, you know. So, and it just helps them find that, you know, find that bait just a little bit better. So yeah, dip your tails in some JJ's. It'll definitely get you some extra bites. You know, definitely fish that. And here's my kicker. Here's my kicker, man. You know, I had to talk about top water because it's coming. And, you know, this is a Dirty Jigs Scott Canterbury, you know, buzzbait. And, you know, I like the red blade. You know, obviously Bass Sea Red the best. You know, a lot of times you're going to be fishing, you know, stained water this time of year because you get those big spring rains. Matter of fact, with this, you know, this warming trend that we're having, that, you know, I was just talking weather, it's bringing a lot of rain with it. So, you know, you're always, you know, trying to fish, you know, what Mother Nature gives you. But try that red blade out, and I'm either going to fish black on, you know, your bluebird sky days, or, you know, the sun's high, because, you know, that black's going to give it off that good silhouette. It's that black shines, you know, in stained water, even dingy water on those bright sunny days. So, and then on your cloudy days or overcast days, you know, I'm going to run the white Zoom. I run mainly the Horny toads on the back of them. So black or white. I mean, it's pretty much simple. But there's something about that red in the spawn that I really like. So check out that, you know, definitely. And these buzzbaits will get a monster freaking bite when the females are up there roaming too, looking to, you know, get on bed with some males and stuff like that. So you know, a buzzbait when the females first pull up will get you a freaking giant bite, man. So definitely fish that buzzbait this time of year. And of course, I will drop all these baits down in the description for you guys. But yeah, I mean, I think that's going to do it for my top 5, guys. I mean, this is the time of year to go out, absolutely catch your biggest bass of, you know, your PB. You know, this is the time right now to go catch your PB right now. So you guys get out there, you know, get after it, follow these fish. I recommend trying to fish once a week if you can, to stay on top, to try to pattern these fish and have a lot of fun. And trust me when I tell you, I got an on the water video coming very soon for you guys. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, share my videos, guys. I mean, I'm out here working hard, man, for you guys, and we will see you guys on the next one. You guys have a great day.